And one other match that you kind of are famous for that Billy Graham talks about in his book is you actually had, I believe, the first match of superstar Billy Graham.
Yeah.
About that experience, because he's very popular on this channel.
Well, it's funny. He and I hit it off immediately. I just saw the potential in him right away. One, he was a great speaker, which not everybody is so skilled at. And number two, he had that physical presence. But also, there was another piece about him that I liked about him right away. His name was Wayne Coleman, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember right. He was receptive to business, to marketing, and I said to him, we could do some business. His size was so overbearing on most of the wrestlers. I thought, we need an idea. We need something to work with that would give me equality to him, that the fans could believe that I could beat him, because nobody looked like anybody could beat him. So one night he did an arm wrestling. I'm sure he'll remember this. He was taking on all comers for arm wrestling in the middle of the ring. So he'd gone through about 5 or 6 people already, just pounded their arms down immediately. He's a very powerful guy and very charismatic and very, very personable. So I waited back a ways. I waited till he arm wrestled about 5 or 6 people, and some fairly notable guys. He put them down right away. And then when I got up to arm wrestle him, I winked at him. And what we did is I held his arm up. He couldn't put me down as fast as everybody else. And I held him for about 30 seconds. The building popped. Everybody went crazy. It set the stage for him and I to move forward from that, because it looked like I was just maybe not as strong as him, but I was somebody who would be a fair opponent to him. And of course, we had some good matches, and he always apologized about being a raw rookie and potatoing people. And potatoing, by the way, is when you throw a punch and you really hit a guy, and hurt him somewhat. But he never hurt me. He was a little bit stiff, but he learned quickly. And I always projected him to be one of the big superstars, which he definitely became.
I was going to ask you that, because there is that famous picture that I believe is in his book of, I think it's you that has him in a bear hug from behind, and he looks nothing like the man that would become superstar Billy Graham. It was before he had the blonde hair and everything. So I was wondering if you did expect him to become one of the WWE Hall of Famers, world champions. And
yeah, he had natural ingredients. It's kind of like a racehorse, or like an athlete who all you need to do is refine their skills. They have natural skills, and he had them, and he could really speak well. He was sort of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you will, of his time. And it was a fascinating time, Stampede Wrestling, and the period I was in it. I use an analogy of our time in Stampede Wrestling. I think of it specifically from about 69 to about 1975. And people have said to me, it was the most watched show at that particular time, and it had a tremendous audience throughout Western Canada. And what I equate to is maybe The Godfather, the series, if you will. That was a movie that came out with a host of actors, and many of those actors went on to bigger careers, obviously, and many of them, like Al Pacino or James Caan. And many actors in that were very fortunate to be a part of that show, and who knew it would become a classic. And I've always felt my time in Stampede Wrestling was sort of like The Godfather. I had a role, a cast. I was part of a cast of characters that became famous, and many of them went on to be superstars. And I've always felt like my timing, I never got rich in the world of pro wrestling by any means, but I had an experience that was quite unique and may never be again.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.